Alright, before we start this video, it is time where we drop some new merch on the channel. So we have a couple new t-shirts that came out, and of course, you know, we haven't sold any of the MOPBOYZ for like 5 years now. So we got new shirts, a bunch of new designs have dropped. We got the MOPBOYZ Classic on the front with the pre-bug Zuma on the back, specifically the blue Zuma stunt build. This is probably my favorite shirt right now. We got the takeout bag style shirt, the mixed gas and haul ass, specifically for the two-stroke fans. Of course, we brought back some of the classics and some new colorways. So we have the MOPBOYZ Offspring two-stroke lovin', and of course we got some of the classics, the hats, the distressed MOPBOYZ hat, the dad cap. But not only can you grab new merch on the website right now, but everything you buy is one entry to win this fully built 70cc Stage 6 vertical minarelli engine for a Yamaha pre-bug, Zuma, or a BWS. We are fully building this engine from cases up, Stage 6 cylinder, all the bits that I run on every single one of my pre-bugs builds, basically Stage 6 manifold, Stage 6 variator, brand new crank, even brand new air shots. Even more goodies with a brand new chrome side case, which we'll be showing you everything in the next video when we fully assemble this engine for the giveaway. If you want multiple entries and you don't want to just keep buying t-shirts, we also have some keychains. So we got keychains in multiple designs. Every keychain bought is going to be one entry into the giveaway as well. So literally every single thing on the site is one entry to the giveaway. We even have brand new sticker packs, which is also gonna be one entry, and you get every single sticker here. So you get 5 stickers to slap around on your scooters, maybe in the toolbox in your garage, and you might get a chance to win this fully built 70cc vertical minarelli engine. This engine's basically gonna be completely plug and play. I'm gonna have it fully tuned, fully built, and thrown in one of my scooters for testing, and then we're gonna take it back out and ship it to one of you guys. Make sure you guys check out the link in the description down below, check out the new merch, and possibility of winning yourself a fully built MOPBOYZ 70cc engine thrown in your scooter. One thing I forgot to mention for this video, if you do win the drawing for the free BWS Zuma engine right here, the shipping in the United States will be covered. It will be free and sent to you for free. If you live overseas, you might be additional charges for shipping depending on what country you are in due to import fees, etc., etc. But this motor right here with the price list is about $1,500. So just think about it, for under $10 if you buy a keychain or a sticker pack, you could win up to $1,500 prize here for the motor giveaway. One item bought equals one entry. You buy 2 shirts, that's 2 entries. You buy 3 shirts, that's 3 entries. You buy 3 shirts and a keychain, that's 4 entries, etc., etc. So no matter how many items, it's just per item is how many entries you get. If you have 5 entries, your name will be put into the drawing 5 times. Put them all in a drawing and select a winner like that. The end of the giveaway is going to be the end of August. It is a summer line drop for the merch, so we're going all summer for the giveaway. Basically the end of August. You have approximately 60 days to get your entries in to win this giveaway, and you will see in every single video I post from here on out, we will be mentioning more and more about the giveaway and showing more on the build, more on the engine, etc., etc. So good luck to all you guys. I'm stoked. This is the first big giveaway we have on the MOPBOYZ website. A complete engine, about $1,500 value, and this could be yours. www.mopboyz.com, and let's continue on with the video, boys. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the garage, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Most importantly, welcome back to working on our Yamaha JOG build. We got so much done with the JOG lately in the recent videos, and we have completely converted this thing from a stock 50cc scooter to an absolute ripper, a 70cc Stage 6 MK2 race cylinder, and this thing does 70 miles per hour now. So if you haven't watched the other videos, make sure to check that out. But today we have some much needed upgrades. Now, if you were watching the last video, you would know we had a major problem with basically this shock over here just being too short now. So basically the exhaust hits here, and we were bottoming out everywhere we went. Basically we were scraping the exhaust. You can't really see it now, it kind of burnt off the scrape marks, but we were scraping the exhaust a little bit, and this rear shock is just way too soft. So we needed an upgrade for that, and that's just what we did, boys. So I do believe this shock might be a little too tall, but we went ahead and got ourselves a Malossi RS3 sport shock. So, and this thing looks sweet. It's the same shock we put on our F12 build, and now we're putting one on the JOG. If I remember right, the F12 one was a little longer. This is a 180 mil shock, and normally stock they're 140. So this is 40 mil longer, roughly 2 inches longer, and I think it's gonna be a little too tall. I'm really not sure till we slap it on, so let's go ahead and slap it on, boys. But we definitely need a couple inches of height back there. I'm just scared it's gonna make the whole offset of the scooter kind of funky. So let's go slap this on and we'll see what we're dealing with, boys. All right, this is currently how we have it set up, hanging from the rafters, because it's just easier when you're by yourself to do it this way. And now we're gonna come in here and basically just drop the engine. So it's tilting kind of more than it should right now, I'm not gonna lie. And then we'll remove it from up top, which is like, what happened? I think we blew out the top shock too while all that was happening. Wow, that shock got so bad. I don't know what happened there. I guess when it bottoms out, it's compressing the top rubber piece, but it is just like bushing blown already in that little bit of riding we did. All right, not gonna lie, it almost looks a little too tall now. The angle of the motor's kind of crazy. I don't know, we're gonna have to put the plastics back on to tell. I only took the plastics off because when I went to put this rack on, I wanted to use this to lift it right here in this area. These studs for the seat box came out. So the only way to tighten those studs was take off the plastics here. So we'll slap the plastics back on and see how it's looking. We'll have to see. Looks kind of goofy back here now. Well, with raising the shock, it makes the motor pivot. As you saw, the motor's at a steeper angle. We discovered a few issues here. So, well, not the air filter, but look at our spark plug now. It's getting pushed really tight right here. So we're gonna redirection that. And then we're gonna also, looks like it's hitting the air shroud on this little flap here. So we're gonna have to fix that, and the throttle cable got pinched. So, all right, we have moved this little CDI box to up here now. So it's mounted in a little better position where the oil tank used to go. So we don't need it down here anyways. I already trimmed this piece off, but then I discovered like, why not just move it over here? So that gives us more room for our spark plug boot as well. Now we're able to hit the boot in a different angle. So it's not bound up over here anyways. Cut that little edge off because it's kind of sharp. But I pulled the plug out and we look super rich on the plug. So we got the lightest bit of brown in there, but we can definitely downsize the jets. So now becomes the fun part of taking out this carburetor and downing the jets in it. God damn it. Should have done this when I had the shock out and had all that room. All right, boys, we got our shock on there. As you saw, we got to sit nice and pretty. We ordered some other jets too. We're gonna be messing with the tuning on this a little bit more, but I've been dying to show you guys this. So you know, if you've been following along with the jog build, that I was on the hunt for the JDM headset. You're able to order this part. It's just the cheap Alibaba one. It kind of sucks, like the headlights are already kind of broken in there, so we'll probably get a real OEM one here soon. But front headset, very easy to find with all the lights. Handlebars were not easy to find, so I was luckily able to find these on a Japanese auction website for $20 US, and super lucky on that. Stoked on that because I almost paid $150 for a pair. And then shout out the homie Jay Stories and shout out the Boston homies, because I was able to source this purple backing, which is an actual OEM JDM one, and these are hard to find, very hard to find. So the cluster is just a cheap one, Alibaba cluster. Hopefully it holds up well, but if you know, you know. Hard to find these backings, and I really wanted it to be the purple inner, so that's just what we got, boys. And without further ado, it is time to start assembling our headset. We also scored a Polaris side cover, so these basically just bolt completely up the 3KJ engines. For a jog, it's a Polaris 90 cover, and this has a ton of venting. And then it's got the good scoop with the good vent going out back on here, which I will probably even drill back here and get some more venting on. So we got this side case, and the guy welded the kickstart on. That's fantastic. So we may or may not have to cut that off. Yeah, because it's already hitting up here. This looks terrible. We'll probably use our jog internals and clean all this up. So, well, it is time to start diving into the headset swap. So we went ahead and started popping off this old headset, which was in pretty good condition, but as you can see right there around the mirror mount, it had a big crack and chunk missing. So these bars are obviously very different. You can see that it has a whole metal crossbar where the Speedo kind of sits on, rather compared to the JDM set, which is just a few little small tabs. So it was definitely a needed thing for us to get the handlebars. It wasn't just as simple as changing out the plastics. You can clearly see here how different they truly are. But that's fine. We're able to score the bars on a cheap auction website from Japan for $20 US, and it was a super come up. So the headsets are also a big difference. The USDM one is insane bulky compared to looking at this JDM one. So we went ahead and started getting everything slapped back together, getting our bars on first, mounted up, and then of course we have all our brake handles and our switches and all the wiring that we need for our actual cluster. We have the speedo cable, etc., etc. So I figured out that the actual wiring was different. Looking at where the wires went to on the back of the speedo, a lot of the bulbs and everything had different pinouts on the clips. So I just changed all those pinouts and was able to utilize the stock clip still and get everything to line back up. So put it back on the bike, tested everything, and that's when I threw the front on and I actually started up the bike to see if the headlight wiring was right, and it turns out it wasn't right the first time I put it on. So I went back, changed the headlight wiring, got it back on, and the headlight worked when I fired up the bike. So we are all good, and we have finished our JDM headset swap. I'm amazed how much better the JDM headset looks on this jog. I've always liked the look of these headsets. Just the US spec headsets on almost any scooter kind of looks whack. These, the smooth curves, everything about it, 100 times better. OEM front piece is so heavy. The bars are also heavier. They have a metal bracket. The front piece is like 5 pounds heavier, and then as well as the back. The back is way bulkier. So it's a couple pounds. We literally lost like 10 pounds off the front of this scooter, and this thing's so light in the front now. Literally just pick that whole front end up with one arm. It's actually kind of crazy how light the jog is up front. We went through here, and this thing needed less fuel in the top end. As you saw, we went down to a 90 jet last time. I went ahead and I moved the needle clip down. We had it in the highest spot, so letting the least amount of fuel in on the crack of the throttle. Once I dropped the main jet, it's fine in the top end. It just wanted more fuel on that instant throttle snap. So we moved that needle clip down to the middle spot where it usually is on any carb you get, and it likes it a lot better. And boys, when I tell you this thing is fast, man, like this thing is fast. It honestly feels like my 120 stroker elite that I had. The pull and the torque on this thing right now is insane for 70 cc's. When I originally did the gear change, when I upped the gears, it kind of helped keep that front end down. Well, now after tuning it and jetting everything a little better, this front end, there's no keeping this front end down anymore. It just pulls up, and we're going to show you guys here in just a second. Initially, we got the jog motor dialed. Now we got the scooter dialed. We got the new headset. We got the suspension, which is a game changer on this thing, with our new Malossi RS3 shock in here, sitting a lot taller, providing way better suspension on this bike. The front suspension is still pretty clapped with the OEM drum setup. Like, you pull these front brakes, it bottoms out the front suspension instantly. On a wheelie, you set down, you feel that front suspension bottom out. So maybe go disc up front. I don't know. It's up to you guys. Let me know what you guys want to see. Do you guys like the OEM look of the purple wheels, the drum look, or should we go disc front end and go all out on this scooter? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, as you saw, we got this Polaris cover. There's a lot of work we have to do to this to make it work because of this welded on kickstart. We're gonna have to cut that off. We're also gonna be drilling holes back here like I mentioned, and I want to powder coat this. So should we powder coat it black, or should we go with maybe like a black with purple dust on it? Let me know in the comments down below what you think. Should we stick to the purple kind of accents on this scooter? I want to get this powder coated, so we're going to be cutting this off and dropping that off so that next time we film a video on the jog, this will be ready to slap on. When we get this thing dialed in, we're going to slap it on there, and we're going to show you guys now what the top speed is hitting, because I know we got some more miles per hour out of this thing now with the proper tuning. So we're going to hit some top speeds runs on this. When we head out to Mexico, we'll bring the F12 as well, because we've been waiting to do that. It's just been so damn hot here, and it's over 100 degrees every day. The scooters do not like the heat like that. I don't like the heat like that, and that's why we got something else that we're going to be upgrading to the garage. As you see here, boys, this is a whole bunch of insulation that I'm going to be doing in the garage, because as you can see right now, we have no insulation up here, and this sun is beating on this garage from sunrise to sunset because it goes this way. So inside the garage right now is 119 degrees Fahrenheit. That is insane hot, and outside it's about 112, but in here it is stuffy. It was time to hit a big upgrade in the garage, and that's just what we're gonna do, boys. So went and spent over $1,000 on just some insulation, some paperback faced insulation. My first time doing something like this. Hang it up in the garage, and we're gonna get a split unit AC in here. That way you guys can stop hearing me complain about the heat in the garage, and we will spend a lot more time in this garage. In the summertime, in this garage, you can literally only spend about an hour or two in here before the heat gets to you to the point where you're almost sick. It is absurd how hot it is out here in Vegas. It's ridiculous. Big upgrades coming to the garage soon. I'm probably gonna start hanging up that insulation this week, slowly but surely, stapling that to the roof, and then we'll get the split unit in here. Big upgrades coming, boys, big upgrades. But back to the scooters. Let's go ride this jog and show you guys what's happening. Dude, it is just ridiculous though, that front end. Alright boys, it is time to end this video. We got a lot going on over these next few days with the garage and a few other projects, and we gotta get started on some of those. So as you noticed, I went and rode and I found out my GoPro mic was completely broken. So it was pointless for me to put those clips in because most of them were just static. But the jog is absolutely ripping, and like I mentioned, we're gonna do another top speed video with the draggy and everything now that we tuned the bike. So you will see next time how much better we actually got this jog. It's crazy. So other than that, Ferry to Ferry is going to be coming up in about a month in August, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. That's that big ride out that I go to every year now. This will be my 4th year now in a row going to Ferry, and it is seriously an awesome time. It's pretty much, we go for like 3 days. There's a couple ride outs the days before, and a big ride out on Sunday where we are taking ferries over to an island, circle around the whole island, 500 plus people on mini bikes. It is a great time. So if you're near the Seattle area or you want to make the drive like I am, 20 hours up to Washington, make sure you check out the Facebook page where there's more details on that. We're gonna be doing a bunch of giveaways, and I'm proud to say that MOPBOYZ is sponsoring the ride this year. It's sick. I love this ride, and I'm glad I'm able to sponsor a ride like this. So we're gonna be giving away some merch and everything on the ferry, and a few other things like that. So please try to make it out to Ferry, and details here on the screen. Check out the Facebook page if you want to see more. That's gonna do it for this one. I'll see you guys in the next one.